So how do you stop doing that thing you do? How do you even identify that you're doing that thing you do that's keeping you from your alignment? Well, the first way to recognize that you're doing that thing you do that's keeping you from it is you feel negative emotion. And don't worry, if you don't notice the negative emotion and you keep doing that thing you do, the negative emotion will get more. And if you still ignore it, don't worry if you don't stop doing that thing you do, which is complaining, which is criticizing, which is pushing against, which is, you know what it is. If you still continue to do that thing you do that holds you in resistance to all that you are, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger until eventually you have a manifestational indicator. And to be really accurate and fair with you, you constantly have manifestational indicators. What you're living, your life as it is right now, is a perfect manifested indicator of your mix of vibration. So the money in your bank account matches your mix. The condition of your body matches your mix. The clarity of your mind matches your mix. The people you're hanging around with match your mix. The way people treat you in traffic matches your mix of vibration. Everything that is happening to you is a perfect law of attraction response to what you've got going on vibrationally. So, do you get the angle that we're offering to you here today? If you could just hear us clearly and make a decision that you are going to do a little more ignoring reality as it is and a little more looking in the direction of the vibrational reality that you have launched. Talking more about where you're going and less about where you are. Talking more about what you want and why you want it and less about how it's going to come, where it's going to come from, who's going to bring it, and when it's going to get there. As you talk about who you really are and what you really want, you will find yourself hanging around in the vicinity of this vortex where you will finally be. And these are the words we want to ring through you forevermore. We want you to know that in your vortex of creation, where the larger part of you is, law of attraction responding to the vibration of you, all cooperative components are assembled. And the question that you want to ask yourself all day, every day is, am I a cooperative component? And the answer is, if you're frisky, yes. If you're exhilarated, yes. If you're loving someone, yes. If you're happy, yes. If you're ornery, no. If you're afraid, no, 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 no. If you're criticizing, no. If you're worried about money, no, 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 no. You have control of your relationship to the vortex. And it is our desire to use everything that we have to convince you, better word, to remind you, better word, to reawaken within you, better word, to restore you to your knowledge of the existence of this vortex, so that never again will you stand in an unwanted place and feel very much about it. Just say, oh, something to want. Esther was dusting. They brought home from a store. They talked the owner into selling them the display cabinets in a beautiful art store. And the display cabinets were beautiful. They were chrome and glass and gilded and fragile. They didn't realize that the shelves were sitting on posts, and the posts were stable, but the shelves had nothing to sustain them, front and back. And Esther, one day, took her dust cloth and just laid it on the top shelf. And as she barely moved the cloth, the big, heavy glass fell off its little post and crashed to the shelf below it, which crashed to the shelf below it, which crashed to the shelf below it, and broke everything on the shelf. All of the Yadros and Sabinas and all the pretty things that they'd been gathering around. And Jerry heard the crash from the other room and said, don't move, don't move, don't move. Esther standing there in her bare feet with shards of glass actually stuck in the floor all around her. No glass in her feet. And Jerry came into the room and said, oh good, something to want. And he meant it. He meant it. He meant it. Because for weeks and months and years, Esther would see something pretty in a shop and Jerry would say, now where will you put it? And now Esther is saying, now I have a place for many new things. And we want you to understand, frivolous and unimportant as that story may seem to you, that is the spirit with which you come into this experience, because life is about expansion and expansion is about more. And it is only when the larger part of you is expanded and you haven't let the rest of you catch up with it that you feel discord or discomfort.